All right. Hopefully, one take today because your boy's got to go to bed. But I wanted to recap my trading day today. Actually, in fact, the lack of trades today and why I thought that was a good thing, a successful thing, a smart move, and how I think it ultimately avoided a loss or even multiple losses. So, coming into the day, basically what we had here was let's zoom out really quickly. I think one of the main things I was noting was this massive 15-minute bearish gap. And when it was around 8:30, we were also forming this LR right here. Let me draw that out. So that was my initial target. I was like, could we go down, take out some liquidity, maybe even down to this 4 hour that I've had marked out, and then kind of go back up and target that. That would have been kind of the dream scenario for the day is to long into this LR that was formed right before 8:30. But so right off of 9:30 open, we kind of go down. We take a big move down, right? On the 15, you can see this 15-minute bearish gap got formed at some point. But we left perfect equal lows on MNQ here, and we still had the LRLR above intact. So when there are situations and moments like this, I think it's best practice to let one of the good liquidity pools get taken and then traded in the opposite direction. So that would have looked like, us sweeping these lows to the downside, tapping into the 4 hour and hourly gap right here, and then coming back up and going for it, or going up into the 15-minute and then maybe giving us a short after we have taken out all that LRLR down to the lows. In this case, well, in a sense, we had some potential setup possibility right around this point, which I believe was after 11 o'clock. So for my rules, I'm done at 11:10 most days. So we didn't have that opportunity there, but that would have been the only play that I would have looked to take is that LRLR to the downside after he took the LRLR, take the short with some sort of, 1, 3, or 5 minute inversion. We didn't get it within my parameters, and we didn't really get a setup for it at all. And so basically, I took no trades, and I saw a lot of people today kind of getting wrecked in either direction on this. I think one example would have been like, yeah, we got this 3 minute right here. I mean, if you entered for a quick break even, maybe trying to target the 4 hour low untapped, then I mean, you got wrecked. We don't ever hit those equal lows. We're actually still holding them right now, and we traded away from it. So, what do I think going into tomorrow? So, the main thing that I noted was after we took out all-time highs once again today, we actually had a pretty obvious hourly inversion right here. And I actually swing traded this on paper and it's printing, and my bias is going to be, these equal lows. And I think we ultimately will continue all the way down to this 4 hour gap. And that's where I'd like to potentially long out of, depending on the liquidity or the liquidity structures above that are made. I'd like to potentially long into it. We'll see what we get, but if this happens during AM tomorrow, I would love to take a long out of it. So, that's like the golden scenario right there for tomorrow. And based on where we're at right now, it's not infeasible that we actually get that. So that's the main thing that I'm looking at for tomorrow. But yeah, I think it was a smart idea to stick away from the old buy or sell button today. And yeah, that was kind of my thought process. This is the main thing that I'll be looking for is hopefully coming down here tomorrow and longing, or if we haven't hit these equal lows yet, I love to get a retracement into, maybe it's this hourly fair value gap, maybe it's this gap. I don't know what it's going to look like when we get there, but anywhere in this leg, if we were to tap back into a key level, I can see us going back down to these equal lows. So that's kind of the analysis. I stayed away today, and I think that that was ultimately a great decision, depending or considering how bad price action was in the AM session. We chopped around a bunch. It wasn't clean at all, and eventually we did take out one of the draws, but you would have it would have been a pretty risky bet, in my opinion, for you to actually take an execution in either direction. So yeah, that's the breakdown for today. Hopefully, be back at it again tomorrow with some good news.